Welcome to the Wisdom Path. Today's story will completely change how you think about motivation. We'll explore why trying to motivate others doesn't work, and what actually does. You'll learn how to unlock real drive by creating space for purpose, freedom, and growth. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the powerful insights that can transform how you live and lead. Let me tell you about a man named David. David was a team manager in a large company. Every month he used rewards to try to motivate his employees, bonuses, gift cards, even pizza parties. At first, it seemed to work. People smiled. Productivity rose. But soon, everything fell flat again. His team began to show signs of burnout. Motivation dipped. Complaints increased. David was confused. "What else can I give them?" he asked. Here's the truth David didn't know yet. You don't motivate people by giving them rewards. You motivate them by helping them find their own reasons to care. And this is what Susan Fowler's message is all about. Shift in thinking, a new paradigm. Susan Fowler explains that true motivation is not something you do to others. It's something that grows inside of them when certain conditions are met. It's like planting a seed. You don't pull a flower out of the ground to make it grow. You water it, give it sunlight, protect the soil. The same is true with people. People grow when they have autonomy, the freedom to choose; relatedness, a sense of connection and meaning; competence, the feeling that they're good at what they do. David was using external rewards, a classic carrot and stick approach. But these are short-term fixes. They don't build deep motivation. In fact, they often kill it. Analogy: the fire inside. Imagine you're trying to keep a fire burning. If you constantly throw paper on the flame, it burns bright. But only for a moment. But if you use good wood, the fire stays strong and steady. External rewards are like paper. But internal motivation, purpose, passion, mastery, is the wood. As a leader, parent, teacher, or friend, your job is not to throw paper. It's to help people gather the wood that already exists inside them. Real-life application, autonomy. Let's look at autonomy. One of my coaching clients, Rachel, was a school principal who felt her teachers lacked motivation. She micromanaged everything: lesson plans, classroom decor, even what shoes they wore. After some coaching, she decided to step back. Instead of giving orders, she started asking questions. What would make your job more meaningful? How would you like to teach this topic? The results were stunning. Her teachers became more creative, more invested. They took ownership. They found joy again. All because Rachel gave them space to choose. As Tony Robbins once said, "The only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment." When people feel trusted, they rise. When people feel watched, they shrink. Tips you can apply today. Here are 3 things you can do today to foster real motivation in others. Stop controlling. Start coaching. Ask more questions. Listen more. Tell less. Give people choices. Even small decisions help people feel free. Find their why. Help them connect when they do with what they care about. Let's say you're managing someone named Tom. Instead of saying, "Do this by Friday, try." Here's the goal. How do you think we could get there? This shift builds trust, and it builds internal motivation. Building momentum. In today's world, leaders often feel pressure to drive performance. But pushing people doesn't lead to excellence. Supporting them does. Real motivation isn't given. It's discovered. And when people discover it, they don't need to be pushed. They move forward on their own. In the next part of this video, we'll talk about relatedness, why connection is the secret to motivation, and how leaders can create a culture where people feel seen, valued, and included. If this story helped you see things differently hit that subscribe button and join the WisdomPath community. Together, we're building a better way to grow, inside and out. Let me tell you a short story. Maria was a project leader in a tech company. Her team was missing deadlines. Tensions were high. People were blaming each other, showing up late, and working just enough not to get fired. So Maria tried a new approach. She invited the whole team to a meeting, but this time there was no agenda. Instead of numbers or charts, she asked each person to share something simple. What's something most people here don't know about you? At first, it was awkward. Then slowly, the room changed. One person shared about her sick child. Another admitted he was scared he wasn't good enough. Someone else talked about growing up in another country and feeling isolated. There were tears, there was laughter, and something shifted. People started treating each other like humans, not roles. Within weeks, productivity improved. Trust returned. The team became stronger. What happened that day? They didn't change their tasks. They changed their connection. The principle of relatedness. Susan Fowler calls this relatedness, the need to feel we belong, we matter, and we're part of something bigger than ourselves. This is not a soft skill, it's a human need. And when it's missing, motivation dies. Think about it. Have you ever worked at a place where no one said thank you? Where people walked past you like you were invisible? Now compare that to a place where someone knows your name, asks about your weekend, and celebrates your small wins. Which one makes you want to give your best? As Denzel Washington once said, at the end of the day, it's not about what you have or even what you've accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better. It's about what you've given back. Connection is not a bonus, it's the foundation. When people feel cared for, they care more. When people feel valued, they give value. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you're a team leader. One of your employees, Sam, has been quiet lately. He's been missing meetings and not engaging. You could ignore it, or you could pause and say, "Hey Sam, I noticed you've been quiet. I just want to check in. How are you doing?" That one question might be all it takes to open the door. Because motivation doesn't always come from pushing. Sometimes it comes from feeling seen. Here are 4 ways you can build connection today, whether at work, at home, or in your community. Be curious, not just professional. Ask people about their lives. Listen without rushing. Celebrate progress, not just perfection. A small "well done" can create a big ripple. Share a little of yourself. Vulnerability invites trust. You don't need to share everything, just enough to show you're human too. Create shared experiences. Whether it's a team lunch, a shared challenge, or even a joke, shared moments build bonds. There's an old story about a man who came across a deep river while traveling. He crossed it with great difficulty, nearly drowning. But after he reached the other side, instead of moving on, he stayed behind to build a bridge. Someone asked, "Why are you wasting time?" "You're already safe," he replied, "because someone will come after me." I want to make their journey easier. Building connection is like that bridge. You may not see the rewards today, but you're making the path better for everyone who comes after. You don't need a title to be a leader. You lead by how you treat people. Want more motivated kids? Show them they matter. Want better relationships? Ask how someone's really doing. Want a stronger team? Celebrate what makes each person unique. Motivation grows where people feel safe, seen, and supported. So far, we've talked about autonomy and relatedness, the need to choose, and the need to belong. In the final part of this video, we'll explore competence, why people thrive when they feel skilled, capable, and challenged to grow. And we'll discover how to turn any environment into a learning space, where motivation is not only possible, but inevitable. If this message spoke to your heart, hit that subscribe button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. We're walking the wisdom path together, and your next step starts right now. Let's begin with a story about James. James was a new hire at a fast-paced marketing firm. He was smart, eager, and full of ideas. But after a few weeks, his confidence dropped. Why? Because every time he submitted work, his manager corrected it without feedback. Every meeting, someone else got credit. Every project, someone else led. James didn't feel like he was growing. He didn't feel like he was getting better. Eventually, James stopped trying. Now here's the lesson. When people don't feel competent, they stop caring. But when they do feel capable, progress becomes exciting. They chase challenges. They grow. They shine. This is the third core need for real motivation: competence. Competence isn't about being the best. It's about feeling that you're getting better. It's that moment when something that used to be hard starts to feel easy. It's when someone notices your effort and says, "Hey, you're improving." We all want to feel like we're making progress in work, in relationships, in life. And when that progress is acknowledged, we feel motivated to keep going. Think about a great coach you may have had. They didn't just point out your mistakes. They showed you how to improve. They reminded you of how far you've come. They believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. That's what leaders, teachers, and even friends can do. They can shine a light on growth. Brian Tracy once said, "The key to success is to focus our conscious mind on things we desire, not things we fear." And what we desire, deep down, is to feel we're getting better, that we're becoming more of who we want to be. Competence is not about ego. It's about evolution. Building competence. In others, 3 simple tools. So how do we help others feel more competent? Here are 3 simple tools you can use right away. Give specific praise. Don't just say, "Good job." Say, "I saw how you handled that client call. You stayed calm, asked smart questions, and closed it well." Recognize progress, not perfection. Celebrate the small wins. You did better than last week. You've improved since the last time. Challenge with support. Push people to stretch, but give them the tools, time, and belief to succeed. Growth happens in the stretch zone, not the panic zone. Think of building competence like climbing a mountain. At the bottom, you might feel unsure. The path is steep. But as you climb, every step gives you a better view. You gain confidence. You build skill. And when someone walks beside you, guiding, encouraging, and pointing out the beauty, you climb higher, faster, and stronger. You don't need to reach the top to feel proud. Just knowing you're climbing and not stuck at the bottom is enough to spark motivation. Let me give you an example from a coaching session I had with a young woman named Layla. She was stuck in a job that didn't challenge her. Every day felt the same. So I asked, "What's one skill you've always wanted to learn?" She said, "Public speaking." We created a plan. She joined a local club, started watching talks, gave a short speech to her team. Every week, her confidence grew. And suddenly, her job didn't feel so empty. Because she was growing. She didn't need a new job. She needed to feel like she was becoming more. That's what competence gives us, the feeling that we're not stuck. And here's the best part. This works for you too. If you're feeling low on motivation, ask yourself, am I growing? Am I being challenged in a healthy way? When was the last time I did something better than before? Motivation isn't about being pushed. It's about pulling yourself forward because you believe you can. And that belief comes from growth. Let's step back for a moment and see the full picture. Motivation doesn't come from pressure, prizes, or punishment. It comes from meeting 3 simple human needs. Autonomy, the need to choose our path. Relatedness, the need to feel connected and valued. Competence, the need to grow and feel capable. When we create environments that honor these needs, at work, at home, in ourselves, something powerful happens. People stop asking, "What's in it for me?" and start saying, "How can I give more?" This is the heart of real motivation. Not manipulation, but meaning. So whether you're a leader, parent, teacher, or just someone trying to be better, remember this. You don't need to push people. You need to see them. You need to support them. And you need to believe in their ability to grow. If this series inspired you, subscribe to The Wisdom Path and share this message with someone who needs encouragement. Let's build a world where motivation doesn't come from fear, but from freedom, connection, and growth. Thanks for watching, and keep walking your wisdom path.